Hi guys, my name is Thomas and I'm your wine advisor. Today I'm going to talk about the differences between bottle of champagne and bottle of Prosecco. Keep watching. So guys, difference number one between Prosecco and Champagne is the country of origin. Prosecco is produced only in Italy in a region called Veneto, which is Champagne, it's produced in France in a region called Champagne. And that's the main difference between two of them. So guys, the second main difference between Prosecco and Champagne are the grape varieties that you allow to use to produce both sparkling wines. So when you're producing Prosecco, the main grape variety most of the time will be a grape called Glera. There's three other grapes, one of them is Marcemina Bianca, second one is Pereira, and finally we have grape called Bianchetta. So there's four grape varieties in Prosecco. In Champagne are completely different grapes, it's 7 altogether by the way. The three main grape varieties are Chardonnay, Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier. The last two are red grape varieties. And then we have also a little bit of Pinot Blanc, Pinot Gris, Arbonne and Petit Monsieur. So that's 4 white grapes. So altogether we have 7 grape varieties in Champagne and 4 grape varieties in Prosecco. So guys, the third difference between Prosecco and Champagne, and the more important one, is the wine making technique. I'm gonna start with bottle of Prosecco. So in the Veneto region, they're using a wine making technique called Charmat. What that means, so first of all you have to produce a still wine, so make the first fermentation, and the wine is transferred to large stainless steel tanks. Then they're adding sugar and they're adding yeast, and this is the time when the bubbles are produced. After a few months' time, wine is ready to release and ready to drink. Okay, so making bottle of Prosecco it takes up to a few months. When you produce bottle of Champagne, and the method is called classique, it's slightly different. So you have to make that first fermentation. So when you're making the still wine, then you transfer that wine into the bottle, you're adding sugar and yeast, and the bubbles are produced for at least 15 months. That means the wine has to be inside the bottle for at least 15 months for non-vintage champagne, and double that, which is 30 months for vintage champagne. So before your bottle hit the shelf, it's gonna take up to 2 years. So as you can see, it's a time consuming and it's more expensive to produce a bottle of champagne than Prosecco. So guys, the fourth difference between bottle of Prosecco and Champagne, finally it's the price. As I mentioned before, to produce bottle of Champagne we need more time and more work to do. So that's why always bottle of Champagne will be more expensive than Prosecco. Average price for bottle of Prosecco in Ireland, I mean for Spumante version, is between 20 to 30 euro per bottle. If you're looking for something less expensive in terms of Prosecco, you have to look for a wine called Frizzante, which is less bubbly, and that means you have also less duty in Ireland, so you can get below 20 euro marks. If you're looking for a bottle of Champagne, the average price in Ireland, the entry level champagnes will be between 40 to 60 euro mark per bottle, which is not that cheap, but it's absolutely worth it, by the way. So guys, the fifth main difference between Champagne and Prosecco is of course the taste. So when you have a glass of Prosecco like this, you're expecting fruit forward inside a wine dominated by green apples and peach. Let me just confirm that. This is exactly what I expect. delicious, easygoing, everyday wine. When you have a glass of champagne, let me just pour one for myself. You're definitely expecting more complexity. You might get some aromas of brioche, toast, almonds, citrus, yellow apples, ripe melons, and many more. It depends on the blend as well. So let me taste it, guys. Oh, this is absolutely delicious. Wow. Really pronounced, complex, and full body on the palate. So if you ask me which one I preferred, of course I would say champagne. Guys, I have two more information for you. When you see two words on a bottle of Prosecco, extra dry, that means that wine is not extra dry. That actually means the wine is medium dry, okay? They have a little bit more sugar. When you see words extra brut on the bottle of champagne, that actually means the wine is bone dry. The other things what I'd like to share with you, I have something very special, which is available only at thecorkscrew.ie. We have Champagne Blanc de Blancs produced from 4 white grapes, which is super rare. Until next time, guys. Thank you.